Intense criticism, health concerns, and a devastating family tragedy. Jake Lloyd's time in the Star Wars universe was cut short for a shocking reason. Here's what happened to the actor who played young Anakin in The Phantom Menace. Following the release of Return of the Jedi in 1983, Star Wars entered something of a low-profile period. For over a decade, the trilogy was only to be found on home video, which only allowed the myth of Star Wars to grow. Unsurprisingly, the 1999 release of Star Wars Episode 1, The Phantom Menace, was an enormous blockbuster event, with fans waiting outside theaters for weeks in anticipation. The Phantom Menace was initially adored by fans, and many committed to seeing it multiple times. However, a delayed consensus began to form that The Phantom Menace actually sucked. For one, much of the plot was strangely bureaucratic for a Star Wars film. Focusing on trade disputes and civics, the character of Jar Jar Binks, created through then-revolutionary CGI, was widely derided as shrill and useless. However, no element of The Phantom Menace was more derided than the depiction of a young Anakin Skywalker, the child who would grow up to be Darth Vader. Anakin was played by 9-year-old actor Jake Lloyd, previously known for his role in the Arnold Schwarzenegger Christmas film Jingle All the Way. Lloyd was selected to play Anakin for his enthusiasm and energy, a stark contrast from the cloaked villain of the 1977 film. Lloyd's youthfulness and often silly lines of dialogue weren't a hit with viewers, leading to a harsh and unwarranted online bullying campaign against the young actor.
No, they really didn't care. I'm a 10-year-old kid, you know?
Starring in a film as big and as polarizing as The Phantom Menace made Lloyd a target. He reprised his role in a handful of tie-in Star Wars video games, but he never escaped the cruelty of the film's huge audience. Because of the teasing he received at school, Lloyd retired from acting in 2001, at the age of 12. Sadly, the years weren't kind to The Phantom Menace, and many began to consider it as one of the worst blockbusters ever made. Lloyd has said in interviews that he ended up burning his Star Wars merchandise, revealing that he can't get himself to ever watch the movie again. Although Lloyd would go on to study film at Columbia College in Chicago, he dropped out after a semester.
I get a lot of people asking me a lot of random stuff.
In 2015, Lloyd's mother called the police following a violent outburst by her son, and revealed that the former actor was living with paranoid schizophrenia. Lloyd had reportedly been off his meds during the incident in question, but his mother decided not to press charges. Later that year, Lloyd had found himself in trouble again after running a red light in South Carolina. A police chase ensued, and Lloyd crashed his car into a tree. He was subsequently arrested and held in a South Carolina jail for 10 months before being transferred to a psychiatric facility. In 2018, the family experienced more tragedy, when Lloyd's younger sister unexpectedly died in her sleep at the age of 26. Following his sister's death, Lloyd moved closer to home. In 2020, Jake's mother Lisa released a statement published in Geek News Now saying, "Jake has been diagnosed with paranoid schizophrenia, but unfortunately, he also has a symptom called anosognosia, which causes a lack of insight into his illness. This only adds to the struggle he faces, which has been very difficult after the tragic loss of his younger sister Madison." In her statement to Geek News Now, Lloyd's mother also explained, "He is still a kind and caring person, and we hope to have him back to his fun and entertaining self as soon as possible. Jake will continue to make progress with the love and support you continue to show." Having to deal with the death of his sister, along with his own medical diagnoses, must have been a lot of pressure on Lloyd, who'd already struggled with bullying from the Star Wars fandom. Lloyd would not be the only actor bullied by Star Wars fans either. Ahmed Best, the actor who played Jar Jar Binks, revealed that he considered suicide after the bad reaction audiences had to his character. More recently, Kelly Marie Tran faced online harassment and racism due to her portrayal of Rose Tico in 2017's Star Wars: The Last Jedi. Lloyd was only a child when backlash against The Phantom Menace started, and it's impossible to know exactly how the negativity affected him. It seems pretty clear, though, the world owes him an apology. If you or someone you know is struggling with mental health, please contact the Crisis Text Line by texting HOME to 741-741. Call the National Alliance on Mental Illness helpline at 1-800-950-NAMI. That's 1-800-950-6264. Or visit the National Institute of Mental Health website.